Hey guys, Big J here from the Centre Bounce. I don't know what's up with this camera today. I'm looking very, very yellow. I don't know if I need to turn off the lights. Let me quickly go and just turn off the lights and see if that's going to make a big difference. Oh, here we go. Hey, still looking really yellow. I don't know what's up. I've got some studio lights here. Obviously got the big light above me. Maybe it is just time of the day that we're recording, but yeah, been an interesting week. Interesting week in Supercoach. Just trudging along, I think, as you guys kind of know where the team's at. In today's video, we're going to look at my Supercoach team. 2 more weeks left to go. Round 23 coming around. And then we're going to have a check out of the AFLW team. Interesting, just waiting to see if we hear back about AFL Supercoach finals. If that ends up happening, I'll let you guys know. But stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys had a great day. Today, let me get rid of that. We scored 24-49 this week, and we did have a couple of injuries. As you know, there are 2 donuts in my team. I think this week Joe has 3 donuts. So there you go. He's almost halfway to a 6-pack. You guys can believe that at all. Let's check out how the team of the week went this week, something we've been doing on the channel. Now, not as high as what we've seen last week. No 2,300, sorry, no 3,000 score, but still a very respectable 28-71. These teams, man, if you've got McCarthy on the bench as coverage, you're doing very, very well. Meek went massive. Gorn went massive. Caleb Daniel was okay, but worst player on the field, I think, was Goulden for him. So there you go. Bloody fantastic for him there. Let's check out how our team went. Now, still hampered by the fact that Caldwell's out forever. Adam Chera, I think, now has been confirmed as being out for the rest of the season. So that definitely hurts us as well. But, you know, what can you do in Supercoach land, unfortunately? Oh, the camera's giving me troubles too. We'll make this work. Cool. Adam Chera's out for a while. Josh Dunkley went massive. I think Velo on the stream, definitely on Thursday, if not on the members stream on Tuesday. Stay tuned for that, guys, if you're not part of the membership. It's only $5 a month. Get free access to us on Tuesdays, which has been amazing. Just like a pretty exciting, fun time. So there you go. Velo was like, hey, go pick Josh Dunkley. Josh Dunkley went massive. Jordan Dawson went massive. Backline did very well. Whitfield, 99, the worst player. Jordan Clark, 82. Worst player there. Mills, 89. So not so great in the backline, unfortunately. Midfield was okay. Liddy. Look at that. Liddy with the 70, boys. Now, I'm like, Liddy outscored Petrarca. Almost Andeconning, but outscored Petrarca this week. So there you go. Way to go, Liddy. I'm happy with that. I'll take that any day of the week. We only ended up having 22 this week. I would have loved to have McCarthy in the midfield. I did have the opportunity to have McCarthy in the midfield, but for some reason I just didn't do it. And obviously it's burnt me ever since. The 80 at the flex would have been 23 playing. So, would have been a 2,500-ish score, which for some people would have been okay. And I think kind of just going through the season, that's what's happening. Looking at captaincy options for myself and for you guys this week. I don't know if there's anyone in the Marvel Stadium game on the Friday, potentially Naz versus Essendon. I think he's still going to be very, very good. 149 this week. No one really from Brisbane versus Freo, though Dunkley has definitely rebounded with Neil being out of the team for the rest of the year, or at least until the finals. Could go Matt Rowell versus GWS. GWS has been a weird one. Their midfield seems to have always been really strong, but the last few weeks, not so much. And, People First Stadium, Matt Rowell, once 440K. I think he's averaging 125 plus since being 440K. So we missed that bullet pretty hard. Very, very good pick there. As we always say on the channel, if you're going up against Richmond, if you're up against West Coast, if you're up against North. And unfortunately, this week is the week where North plays Richmond. So we may not have a captaincy from that. If you pick, what was it, Naz in the first game or Sinclair, Josh Dunkley, Rowell in that game on Saturday. And then I don't know if there's anyone from Port and Carlton, potentially a Butters if you've got them. That's probably your first half of the week done. Second half of the week, you could go Jordan Dawson, captaincy or vice captaincy if you've got Ben Patton like I do, versus Collingwood. I think they're going to slack them this week. Probably no one in the North versus Richmond game. Maybe Harry Sheasel if you've got him, potentially a Cherry, but I wouldn't do it. Smith or Holmes versus Sydney, probably a fair shout. And then obviously Bontempelli as captain this week. So anyone, and then into Bont. And the best thing is that I personally have Ben Patton there as my loophole this week, so I can pick anyone and then Bont into captain. So maybe we'll go Dawson VC, Bont captain, Patton loop, Bob's your uncle. Checking out what is my AFLW team now this year. And a couple of years ago, I don't know if you guys know, I'll grab my hat. Now, I'll tell you guys a bit of a story. When was this? I think this is 2023. There you go, 2023 on the back. I actually ended up ranked 39. So ever since then, been chasing the glory and whatnot with my team. But yeah, rank 39. I'm not going to complain about that. Best rank I've had across Supercoach and AFLW fantasy. Last year wasn't so great. This year, definitely, I think will be. Similar to Supercoach, price and cash gen is definitely the big thing. There are some rules that I've found are something that I want to try and play with. I'll kind of go through that a little bit, regardless of who you're going to pick. But always just grab the best rookies if you can across every line. There are quite a few rookies, it looks like, who may be playing. So stay tuned for the team sheets. There are a few team sheets that have come out just now. And then the rest of them will be tomorrow. So the drive home at 5:30 tomorrow will be quite fun because we'll be able to go through all the AFLW stuff and then the normal AFL stuff as well. I think with similar to AFL fantasy, in this game, players increase or decrease in price in the first week. And in saying that, I think it's going to be something that it's really going to be tough to navigate for some people, but then on the flip side, really, really good for others. If we have a look at our team, at the moment, I've kind of gone a little bit different to a lot of people. I do have Centra. She is hanging out here, so don't say Big J, where's Centra? She's really good. She's in that utility for me. But from what I've found in previous years, start the midfield that you want to at least be pretty close to finishing, or maybe at the most one player off. And I say that because if you have a look at the midfield in general, all of these players are like 1.4 million. And it's not like Supercoach where a rookie can come in and it's 100K and they might make 300K. A primo might be 600. It's a lot easier to go 2 rookies into a primo or even 3 rookies into a primo. In fantasy, at least in this game, the bargain basement, like never played AFL in their life, not taken in the first round selection, is someone who's 300K. Now, that means that Zippy Fish, to make value, currently she's like, 100K in value. Cool if I was to downgrade to a nobody. But to make big money off her, I basically have to trade 2 or 3 of my cash generation players to get a midfielder, maybe even 4. We do get 3 trades every week, but I might have to trade 1, 2 plus my utility or Fish plus Centra plus someone else to actually get a midfielder versus being able to start them and just do that. These players here, Fish, Centra, hopefully Dunlop, potentially Renich on the bench, will be able to maybe even 1-to-1 or 2 to grabbing a primo in the back line, primo in the midfield, because they're only 8 to 900K at most. At the moment, that's really obtainable to get. Just a bit of wise words there versus having to trade 3 or 4 players to go into that. Now, there might be a really good, I know last year we had Tiana Smith who went on fire after kind of not doing much for the first couple of weeks, went on fire, did everything cool, ended up being an okay midfielder scoring hundreds. But the difference between these guys, they might score 60 or 70. Your midfielders are 100 plus easy. And right now, this should be probably 700 points, even maybe even going to 800 points of your score every week. 150, 150, 150, 150, 150. Like it's very doable. And to have rookies in these positions who might not be doing well, you're missing huge amounts of points. So stack the midfield as much as you can. Grab an okay ruck if you can. There are quite a few cheaper ones. Harris, Dunlop here. I know there's a few players who, or a few coaches who are going a little bit cheaper in these positions. If it works, it works, but I think you can go a bit cheaper everywhere else. The difference between, let's say, an O'Shea versus a Watson may only be 30 points. But the difference between a midfield rookie and Marinoff, for example, or Charlie Rowbottom or Gardner. I would have loved to have Riddell. Riddell was in my team. I just didn't have enough money to finish the side, unfortunately. But yeah, the difference between those and a Zippy Fish on a bad day is huge. So the price difference definitely shows that, but stack the midfield as much as you can. That's my opinion anyway. We'll see what happens. One big thing as well is role is definitely important. Similar to Supercoach, maybe not as much, but role definitely is there. Players like Watson, potentially players like McLaughlin and Renich who are playing designated roles. Now, Renich is playing, if we have a quick look, she is at least lining up as a follower, so she'll play in the middle. 340k, cool, lock it in. Guys like Charlie Thomas, designated kickouts. There you go. If we have a look, not so much at Carlton, if we have a look at Gold Coast, McLaughlin, designated kickouts. So these are the guys that AFLW in recent years has been really tricky where sometimes people just get like negated from games. So they might just have a really bad game, not touch it. The opposition or their team will just go through a certain way. And it's not like the men's game where they can kind of play into it. Sometimes they just won't score at all. So try and have people that have designated roles similar to Supercoach. Try and have people who play ruck in other positions on the field because you'll definitely get them cheaper and they'll score really well. Try and get players who play through the midfield, like our wrench as well. I'm going to call her wrench. Sorry, mate. Kickouts, midfield, ruck is probably the way to go. Forward line is definitely going to be the weakest because obviously they rely on goals to generally score. So that's where it's like, hey, too good. Plays midfield, has been injured, really good price to performance, perfect. Stennett looks to be playing a bit more midfield. Very, very good there. Ham looks to be playing a bit more midfield. Tonton, I think, is playing a little bit more midfield too, or at least high half forward. So McDonald, I think, is playing not in that position. But yeah, just kind of role is really, really important. Price to performance. But my opinion, stack the midfield as much as you can. The team may change when it comes to actually like team sheets tomorrow, but we'll take that as it comes. If someone's not named, obviously we'll try and swap some players out. One big thing as well is try and have some money left over. Now, I have gone fairly hard across the board, just how I play, kind of relying on rookies. But if you can have 100 to 200k left in the bank and it isn't going to kill you, it may help you get an upgrade really quickly. And one thing we found definitely last year is that some of these rookies really die off. Like they'll have a good week, they'll go up 100k, and then they'll just stay at that price. And having that little bit of money might be the difference where, hey, I've got 100k left in the bank. McDonald does okay, but not great. Bogue, similar position. They both go up 50 to 60k. I can offload both of those because it's AFL fantasy. There's no, like the trades are unlimited. You just get 3 every week. Could get me another primo in this position really quickly. Or allow me to upgrade, let's pretend a Tonton to a player that's 600k. Get a guy who's, well, get a girl, but you know what I mean. Get a player who is around 500 and be able to offload to a rookie and not really feel the pain as much. So just having that little bit of cash probably helps you a little bit more than what we've had in Supercoach. But I've had games and things like that where, you know, players are going up 100k plus every week, like easy. So one of the big thing is jump on a rookie when you can, but don't be afraid to trade out. There's 12 weeks in the season. Like if I think about it, right, Watson's probably a keeper. Conan could be a keeper. Potentially McLaughlin, Paxman, maybe not. So potentially 2 guys in the back line. Hypothetically, midfield's done. Hypothetically, Scholes will stay there the rest of the year. I've got keeper, potential keeper. So like three or four spots left in the team to finish. So as long as you've got the cash gen to be able to facilitate those, unlike the men's game and unlike last year, there's no shenanigans with the fixturing. It's just straight 12 games. Whoever plays, how well they play is how well they play. So you can just say, cool, these guys have the best run, pick up those players, done. There's no having to navigate buy rounds and all that nonsense. So yeah, Liam from Free Kick Podcast has done really, really well this year. George's Discord, jump on there. There's pretty active AFLW as well. Jump on Twitter. I'm pretty good on there. There's quite a few people. And just keep an eye out for the team sheets. The best thing about this game, and I won't change up my team, but the best thing about this game is you can just go by price selected. If you know nothing about the game, if you just want to make a team and have fun, and we'll talk about the team every week. We'll try and pick up new players and play how we're going to play, but stay tuned for that. If you don't know anything about the game, just go by selected. Percentage selected. As I say in Supercoach, let other people do the research for you. Jump on those players. Make a team. It's a lot of fun. Get involved with the women's game. Gives you something to do at least until the trade period. 12 weeks. Well, I think it's up until about Christmas time. So, yeah, a lot of fun there, guys. Get involved with the AFLW. Guys, that is my team review. That is my AFLW team for this week. If you guys see any players that I must have in my AFLW team, let me know. I'm really keen to have a go at this game. Obviously, with Supercoach kind of dying down, being able to do well, kind of fresh start and whatnot with the AFLW is pretty exciting for myself. Drive home tomorrow at 5:30. And we have been promising some merch and whatnot as well. So we're just trying to get that up and running. If you guys are interested, there'll be some links and obviously the store on the channel. Wednesday, just kind of feeling hard for all those teams that aren't making finals. If your team is still trying to get into the finals, 8th and 9th, as we've been doing on the members channel, has been pretty close kind of fixturing. And there is a chance that Collingwood may not make the finals, which is bonkers, because they were like first on the ladder 3 or 4 weeks ago. Guys, have a good one. Have a great weekend. If I don't see you tomorrow, stay safe. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one.